Remember the saying, there's more than one way to skin a cat? Take the A major chord in the first position. I've talked before in other videos that there's not necessarily a wrong or right way to make a chord. It all depends on what you want to do with it. Each way of making it has its own limitations. I'm going to show you how to make the A major in the various ways, why some are better than others. And I'm really going to get into this one finger A because that's what someone asked me to do. They're having trouble doing it and getting all the strings to ring out, so we're going to get into that. So this is all about A major and the different ways to make it. If you're not familiar with this, welcome. We transform you into a guitar player. We teach you how to play guitar from your point of view. Coming from this angle and the way I teach, it takes so much of the mystery out of learning to play guitar. Guys, we have a beginner course at MyPOVGuitar.com. And also, if you need one-on-one consultation with me, you can book an hour with me now, and I have it set up where we can do the 2 camera angles so you can see it from the point of view shot in a live video feed. Okay guys, so I'm gonna just really quickly run through chord diagrams, just in case you're not familiar with them, at least the numbers of the fingers, because that's what's gonna change. This is the same chord being played with different fingers, so it's gonna have different chord diagrams. It basically mimics the neck of the guitar. From your point of view, it's kind of cocked sideways. And the fingers, the numbers are your fingers where you put them on exactly on the fretboard. So it basically is a paint by numbers, okay? And your fingers are numbered. Index fingers 1, middle 2, ring 3, pinky 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how this works out with the chord diagram. Okay, so the first one we're gonna learn is, this is how I learned an A chord, and I think this is how most teachers teach. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 4th string, 2nd fret, index finger, so 1. You fall in line under that on the 3rd string, 2nd fret with finger 2. Then you fall in line there on the 2nd string, 2nd fret with finger number 3. Okay, so it's basically 1, 2, 3. It's these 3. Okay, so that's usually, and then you strum from the 5th string down. That's your A note. And you have to hit that 1st string too and let it ring out. Okay. Now, this is good if you have smaller hands and or a larger fretboard. My hands on this Gibson are too, I don't like making them like this anymore, but this is how I learned, because it takes too long for me to get in a line, because you're having to squeeze it in that 1 fret. You're all on the 2nd fret, right? So you're having to squeeze all that in. And I just can't change quickly doing that. I've been playing for 38 years, and it's not the most efficient way for me to do it. And when it goes to changing the chord quickly, one thing you can do to kind of help yourself, that I teach with all chords, the main thing that you want to hit first when you're strumming is the bass note. That normally names the chord you're going to do. So that's that open 5th string. Theoretically, you can go from an E and go to that and kind of get it on that 2nd strum, and that'll give you an extra second to get everything in place. Okay, so that's kind of a workaround with that. Still not my favorite way to make this chord. I don't make it this way anymore. Okay guys, the next one is using 1 finger. Now this one is probably what you'll see most. And this is what I prompted this video. I had a question where a guy was telling me, he was joking, but he was like, I about broke my finger trying to learn how to do this, and he was having trouble doing this. It's essential, I think, to learn how to do the 1 finger. It's basically a bar chord, okay? This is gonna set you up for bar chords later. Just knowing how to do this in theory, even though you're not gonna be using this finger. With other A-shaped bar chords, you're gonna have to learn how to do that with your ring finger eventually to make a B. So you use a different fingering on this A than you would a bar chord, but it's still the same concept. So you kind of have to learn how to come at this thing and bar 3 of them and then try to get that first string to ring out. So let's go through this one. It's the same fingerings as before, so everything's on the 2nd fret. So from the 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, instead of doing 1, 2, 3 like we were doing before, you're just going to do 1, okay? Same strumming from the 5th down. But here, I can get that first string to ring out a lot better with that way versus the 1, 2, 3. But when you're first learning how to do this, you don't. First, let me say this. It is not a deal breaker if you do mute that first string on this in the beginning. In fact, I would keep playing it because the more you play it, you'll start to course correct throughout, right? So if you've got everything and it's easier for you to go to that and you've got all those ringing out that you're pressing down, and the only thing you're doing is muting that first one, that's enough of that A chord. It doesn't make that much of a difference. And like I said, just course correct. Make that be a challenge. I'm still going to make my A's like this, but I want to eventually come out so I can get that first string to ring out if you're muting it. Because that right there, nobody's going to be like, you're muting the first string. Nobody's going to know, man. They're not going to hear it, You want to make sure you're coming at it. What I do, when I make one, I'm almost horizontal with my, and that's just the easiest way. The closer to the fret that you can press, the easier the string is going to be to press down. Well, that thicker string is probably going to be the hardest one to press down because it's the thickest. So, and again, this wasn't by design. I just started noticing this is how I make an A chord. You see some people and they're straight up and down. Mine's more horizontal, And then I just use that bend in that joint, that allows me just to hit those 3 strings and then back off for that first string. But again, I'm coming at it a little sideways, to be honest. I'll show you a different angle. You see my fingers that way bowed out. Of course, I'm kind of exaggerating because I'm trying to get it in the camera view as well, I'm trying to get this thing to focus exactly on the, there you go. See how that goes? But I mean, I am pretty, and again, I was exaggerating, but if, let me think, if I'm just playing this thing, yeah, I mean, see, it's practically sideways. That's how I make them. But that's going to be just a practice that you need to do, guys. Again, and I'm about to show you the benefits of doing this chord this way. You really need to learn this one. And again, if you're doing everything right except muting that first string, that's okay. You're 90% there. Just keep playing, and eventually, I promise, you'll get there. You'll just start lifting up. The more you do anything, you're going to get better at it, okay? The benefits of this chord, it frees up so much. Once your dexterity starts to get better and you start to use other fingers, there's so much you can do with an A with this. Okay, and it's based in the blues. Now, granted, you don't have to play that full A to do those blues licks. You can just do, but look. It's so cool. It would be a lot cooler if you did, right? Another thing too is the octave here. It's another A note. You can do that. That's a stretch. It hurts. But with 1, 2, 3, there's no way I can do it. That's the main benefit is freeing up your ring This is not the way he plays this, but you can kind of hear, you can kind of do that Paul Simon thing, like I Am a Rock. Again, he does not play this, so I don't need comments saying he doesn't play it like this. I know he doesn't. Or the ghetto, you know, Elvis. It allows you to dress that up when you play it like this. Another thing too, LaGrange. I mean, that's a stretch, man, but there's no way you can do it playing 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? I came up with a finger picking thing years ago that I always wanted to write a song to. And it's just so busy, I never came up with a melody for it, but there's no way I could do that any other way except making that A like that. And then it kind of goes into this. And there's another lick there that you'll hear a lot. Another one is a lot of those 50 rockabilly things, Mr. Train. I'm making that A, but I'm kind of doing it. I'm doing it with my middle finger. But coming off that E, again, it's imperative to learn how to do that, pushing 3 strings down and have it bend out so it's open with multiple fingers. Because once you learn how to do it, it just makes, like Mystery Train is so fast. And it doesn't matter if I hit all the strings in that A or not. So it's the same concept. I could do it with my index if I wanted to. It's just faster with my middle, but gosh, can you imagine me trying to do the 1, 2, 3? No way. Okay, so guys, again, that's probably gonna be the most way you'll use that chord. It gives you the most flexibility. Okay, guys, I have to admit, this one here, I didn't even know existed. I don't know why, I never thought of this, but I've been seeing people teach this way, and it's really weird for me. It's really foreign, but I can see the benefits in this, and it is 2, 1, 3. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 strings. So your second finger, and the first finger goes below, and then third finger goes under that one. Okay? Same strings. Okay? Again, they're all in line. It's just a different way to get all 3 of those fingers, or get 3 fingers into that 1 fret. Again, this is so weird for me. I don't think I could switch fast with this one yet. But let me show you the benefits of this thing. I was looking at it and I was like, why would anybody do that? And then I figured it out. Coming from a D, I mean, it's a slide and a finger add. Okay, so I can kind of see that, man. That works. Okay, yeah, I got it. Okay, so if that works for you, great. Here's one thing too. If you make your A major like that, and you move there, that's an A major 7. And if you lift that up, that's an A7. Doing that 2, 1, 3. Is great for that. It's perfect for that. So there's another option, guys. If you feel comfortable doing that, you know, to split the difference between doing 1 finger and getting those 3, 1, 2, and 3 in there, you know, if that's kind of that's an easier way to do that. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? The last one I'm going to show you, I just started doing this one by accident. But I'm going to show you why. And actually, I can change out of an E chord going to this way a lot faster than I can doing it 1, 2, 3, but it's the same concept, just different fingerings. But I am using 3 fingers. And that is 2, 3, 4. Okay, now beginning, that may be way harder than 1, 2, 3. I can see that because your pinky is so not developed yet. But the reason this started happening is I love sus2 chords, man. That D sus2, I love more than a D major. Well, there's an A sus2. I love those open strings. Well, in songs like Free Falling, those open strings are all in it. Well, that goes to that A sus2, and it's so easy just to drop 2 and 3 fingers, 2 and 3 down from that E, and make that. Well, then you add your pinky. There's your A major. And again, I've been playing for a while. I have more dexterity in my pinky. But I can actually do that faster than I can do that now. And that's how I learned. Now, coming out of anything other than an E, though, it's just going to be a booger to make. Again, it all depends on where you are and where you're going in a particular song. This is a weird way to make A major unless you're coming out of that E. And maybe coming from an A sus2 and adding an A major. Then it's perfect. It all depends on what you're trying to do. So guys, there's no right or wrong way. Find what works for you. I recommend learning, all of these if you want, just to help you become better. Again, the main one though that I want to stress is that one string, that one finger on all the strings. Because again, that you're going to use that. It may not be that finger, but you're going to use that later on with bar chords, and it just you can't get away from it. You're just going to have to learn how to do that at some point. Might as well do it with an A and plus frees you up. Guys, I want to invite you to go to MyPOVGuitar.com, check out our beginner course, and also I'm very excited. Guys, if you need one-on-one, if you need me to talk with you for an hour and you get together, we'll get together beforehand, you give me what your pain points are, and you want to get with me and have me specifically, personally talk to you, just like I do in these videos about, okay, here's some workarounds, okay? If you're having this problem, if your fingers are big, try this way to make the chord, whatever, designed for you. Check that out. I'll have a link in the description. But guys, until then, we'll see you in the next lesson.